Hello, let's do the New York Times games for Tuesday, October 28th. All right, I saw pelvis and I immediately just thought of Elvis. And then we have Usher. These are artists, musical artists with a letter added. Home, hip, back, rope. No, that doesn't make sense. Cliche, wise. Is Enya a singer? Enya. Maybe. Where? Share. Okay. Latitude, no. Avi? Alright, what would be the fourth one? I could see Enya being one, but it's not somebody I'm aware of. It's not somebody I'm aware of. So yeah, I'm just not sure about that. But yeah, pelvis just stuck out and I immediately just saw Elvis. So I'm fairly certain that's purple. I just need to know what the fourth one is. You have a trope, a cliche. This is like a cliche. A platitude is like an overly used saying or story element or something like that. I don't know what the fourth one of this would be either. Home, back, menu, and select are like buttons on a controller, like a game controller. Okay. So I think that's category. What are the things we haven't looked at yet? We still haven't looked at hip. Wise. Oh, you're hip to something, you're wise to it, you're aware of it. You're savvy. Okay. So that's another category. So then the ones we haven't used really are chestnut, maybe? And Kenya. Does chestnut go with trope, cliche, and platitude? I haven't heard chestnut used as a phrase like that. But I think Kenya is more likely to be in this category, the artist one, because Enya sounds like it could be an artist and that I'm just not aware of. Whereas nut, that doesn't seem like anything. So I'm guessing this is purple. So I'm going to try this, and hopefully Kenya goes in here. All right, one name singer plus starting letter. All right, I need to look up who Enya is. Enya, singer. Enya, the stage name of a name I'm not going to try to pronounce, is an Irish singer and composer who sold an estimated 80 million albums worldwide. She's 64, so when... Does she have anything I would know? Seems like she was mostly big in the 80s. Okay, I've heard this song called Only Time before. I didn't know the artist. All right. I've definitely heard that song before. Okay. So which one of these next ones is going to be blue? We had select, home, menu, and back. That seems pretty obvious. I'm guessing it's chestnut, cliche, not savvy, platitude, and trope, maybe? I'm going to try this one. That's yellow, okay. Banality. All right. I mean, platitude and trope and cliche are pretty obvious, but I just felt like chestnut was kind of not obvious, at least to me. So I thought maybe it wouldn't be yellow. I thought maybe it would even be blue. So maybe home, menu, select, and back is blue. All right, remote control buttons. And then this one's just green to be in the know. Okay. All right, so yeah, that one was fairly easy. It was mostly just trying to figure out the fourth one of purple and yellow. All right, so we have 68 purple first now, so we're 7 away from that next badge, and we have 301 perfect games. I still want to get this win percentage back up to 92. That would be nice. All right, let's see what they give it. I would say about 2. 2.3 feels like the third 2.3 in a row. I wonder how they determine that number. Do they like just have a few testers and they all rate it on a scale of 1 to 5 and then they just take the average? Maybe. All right, let's check the bot. Okay, 2 out of 5 difficulty, 71%. So that seems about in line with what they gave it. Biggest category is no mistakes. This is kind of standard. Skill level, uniqueness, not that unique for getting purple first. Honestly, pelvis just stuck out. It just stuck out. Especially since it's pronounced the same, pelvis Elvis. It's just a classic purple. And it was the first one in the upper left. So I feel like purple first isn't going to be that uncommon today. Yeah, 19%. There's not a real big gap on first here. Let's check ever. Ever, it's green and blue. Interesting. I'm telling you, chestnut makes yellow difficult. You have to kind of figure out the other categories, because who uses chestnut in that way? All right, so if you're losing, you're just getting nothing. 12% getting nothing. And then a various combination of blue and green for the rest of these. Regular rainbow order is the biggest winning game. Purple last. So a lot of people are getting purple first, but if you don't get it first, you're pretty much getting it last. Check the mistakes. Hackneyed line, a gusher? Trope cliche. I have no idea why you put gusher in there. Wise, aware, savvy. Select with green. Okay, I'm not sure I quite understand that one. All right, what's ochre? What is that on its own? All right, ochre or ochre? Is it ochre? An earthy pigment containing ferric oxide. Typically with clay varying from lightly yellow to brown or red. Okay. It is ochre, okay. But still, why would you put this with here? And I guess if you're just guessing, you don't know chestnut. I could see trying it, because I wouldn't have really put chestnut in here either. It just seemed more likely to go in here than Kenya. A lot of guessing between green and yellow in here. A lot of guesses at yellow without putting chestnut in here. This one doesn't have chestnut. This one doesn't have chestnut. This one and this one both don't have chestnut in it. So yeah, chestnut is the one turning people off. Okay, onto the mini. NBA team with purple and orange jersey. The Suns. Blank Demon Hunters hit. Oh, we just had this one in Connections. It was K-pop Demon Hunters. Scrumptious. Delicious? I'm not sure. Next item on the agenda. Politician Buttigieg. Pete? Is that how you spell Pete? Pete. Not sure why I had trouble with that one. Rink Rentals. Skate. Ticked off. Upset. Blame shifting words. Not me. Fittingly the outside letters of Snoopy. SPs? Okay. Or no, SPY? Spy? Snoopy. I'm not sure. Oh, I get it now. What might be requested after spinning around an iPad? A tip. Okay. I mean, 51 seconds is not bad. Not bad at all. I was a little confused by this one. Fittingly the outside letters of Snoopy. I was thinking of the dog Snoopy, but Snoopy like you're snooping around, you're spying. So that makes sense. It took me a second for it to click. And then the Suns are obviously my team. In fact, they're probably playing right now. Last I checked, they were losing pretty badly, but it was pretty early. We'll see. See what the final score is. But they're terrible. God, don't get me started on the Suns. And K-pop, the only reason I knew this because it was Connections in like, I don't know, I want to say 4 or 5 days ago, something like that. And I don't know why I couldn't remember how to spell Pete. Okay, on to pips. All right, this has to be 0-3 maybe. 1-4. We could do 1-4 and then 0-1. That works. This would have to be 1-2 and then 3-0. Ooh, under 20 seconds. When was the last time that happened? Nice. Nice. All right, on to medium. Okay, we need a 0 down here. We have a 0-2 and a 0-1. What do we have 4 of? We don't have 4-2, so this has to be 0-1. Okay. And then we still have enough zeros or ones that we don't have to put the 1-1 in here. This has to equal 2. In fact, this has to be... Oh, it could be the 0-2. Okay. This has to be a 4. What do we have 4s of? We have 4-1. This has to be a 4-1. Okay. This has to be a 6. So this is going to be 6-1. And then this is going to be 1 something else. Doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter. I just don't know which one. It's probably not going to be 1, 1. We can't do 6, 4. We're going to have to do 5, 1 down here. And then how are we getting to 8? We're not doing the 6, 4. We could do 4, 2. We could do 6, 1, 1. Yeah, 6, 1, 1. It actually doesn't matter. We could do either one of these dominoes, and they would both work in either one of those spots. So that was interesting. Under a minute's not bad for medium lately. Although I feel like I could have done that one faster. But yeah, we could have swapped these two. Since they're both equal to 2, it doesn't matter which one goes where. I feel like the rest of these were forced, and then these two you could just swap. All right, on to hard. All right, we have 220 cages. That's interesting. We have a ton of big numbers down here. This is 17. This is only 9 and 5 numbers. What do we have that goes with 1? We have a 1, 3 and a 1, 6. So this could just be the 1, 3 here, but the 1, 3 could also be pointing down. Oh, we also have a 1, 5, but that can't go there. Okay. And then we have a 6. We go 6, 1, 6, 5 is probably not going here because 5's a big number. 6, 2 could go here too. That's a possibility. Okay. I feel like I'm going to have to just start placing things. So this equals 40 total. All right, this equals 40. This is 9 plus 6, so that's 15. So that's 45 in all of these cages. This is 50. This is 67. So in this yellow one, and this blank one, and this blank one, I'm not going to add all these numbers up. I could probably figure out what these ones need to equal, but adding all these up is going to take forever. All right, how are we getting to 17 and 4 numbers? We could do 3 4s and a 5. That works. I'm just going to have to start placing things. Let's say 6, 1 goes down here. Let's just do that and see how this works out for us. How are we getting to 9? How many 4s do we have? We only have 2 4s. So actually that limits kind of what we can do in these bigger cages. So like if we put 2 4s over here in the 17, we'd still need the other 3 to equal 9. So that could be 6, 3. It could be 2 4s and a 6, 3. I feel like I'm just going to have to start placing things. I don't see obvious ends here. All right, so these have to equal 8, which means it's an average of 2 for the rest of these. That's going to be hard to do. So we could do like 2, 3 here. So now we're at 6. So these two would have to equal 3. Do 1, 5, 2, 5. So that's 10. And then like do like 6, 2. This would have to be a 4, 3. Do we have a 4, 3? We do have a 4, 3. So that's 20. That works. Okay. And we could do 0, 5. 5, 5. We could just do 5 something else here. What do we have? You could go 5, 6, 6, 6. And then the rest of this has to equal 11. Do we have that? We don't. We don't have 11. What if we did this? Not sure what that does. Is there anything we can swap out here and just make this easier on us? All right, so this is 6. We need the rest of this to equal 11. This would be 9, so we'd need a 2. This would be 8. So we'd need another 3. So if we did this, we'd need a 3 here. Right? And this is 8. No, we need a 3. Yeah, we need another 3. Can we do that? All right, I'm going to have to start over. I thought we were so close. I thought we were almost there. What if we did like 5, 0 here and then 5, 3? Where's that 5, 3 at? We do 5, 3 here. Is this still 9? 3? Yeah, this is still 9. Okay, so maybe we're still good here, kind of. We had a 6, 4 down here. We did 4... Did we do 4, 3 over here? No, we did 4, 2. Where's the 4, 2 at? Or did we do 4, 3? Yeah, because we did 6, 2. That's right, we did 6, 2. And then I had the 0, 5 over here, but it doesn't really matter what goes here. We do like the 5, 1. And then over here we had 6s. It was like 5, 6. And we did 6, 6. This would be 7. We still need 11. So yeah, this works. Okay, this works. Okay. Yeah, that one, I think you just had to place things. Like, trying to figure that one out without placing anything feels impossible. And again, about 5 minutes. That seems to be kind of par for hard puzzles lately. I wasn't that far off the first time. I wasn't that far off. I could have just swapped this 5, 1 with this 5, 0 and this 5, 3. It was like those 3 with one of these. I think this 5, 2. So most of these were right. The 6, 5, 6, 4, or the 6, 2, 4, 3, the 6, 6 up here, 6, 5. All of these were correct. This was correct. I don't know if there's multiple solutions to this, but I was close. I was close. It still would have probably been well over 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, anyway, if you're enjoying the videos, please leave a like and subscribe and let me know how you did on all the puzzles today.